A most curious spectacle unfolded at McCartney Manor this past week. One that has left the ton buzzing with speculation and delight. Our spirited Miss Willa, the unconventional heroine of our little society, took to the golf course with an audacity that would make even the most resolute gentleman blush. Picture, if you will, this fair lady swinging her clubs amidst the esteemed Duke Caleb Macartney, Lord Joshua Chase, and the dashing Duke Benjamin Schwartz. 3 eligible bachelors, all vying for the favour of the fairer sex. And yet, they found themselves at the mercy of a lady who plays a man's game with enviable prowess. What a sight it was indeed. One cannot help but wonder at the absence of her chaperone, who seemed to have taken a rather extended leave of absence, permitting our Willa to steal the spotlight, and perhaps a heart or two, under the bright sun. Yet, amid this triumvirate of potential suitors, another tale unfolds. Miss Isabella Parker has made herself rather scarce in the presence of the persistent Lord Absalom Trench, seeking solace instead in the charming company of Duke Benjamin Schwartz. Whispers of courtship grow ever louder as the two share laughter and quiet glances. Could it be that we are witnessing the blossoming of a romance? How utterly delightful. Interestingly, dear Isabella appears to have sustained a rather peculiar injury, one that conveniently serves to keep her away from the attention of certain other gentlemen. One might suggest this injury has served a dual purpose: to distance herself from unwanted advances, while drawing her closer to the affections of one particular bachelor. How very crafty. Additionally, I bring you the most scandalous revelation of the century: a secret wedding that has sent shockwaves through our beloved society. Lady Mercedes, a name once synonymous with grace and refinement, has seemingly cast aside the trappings of her noble birth in favour of a union most unsightly, marrying none other than a peasant named Jacob. A masked ceremony, hidden from the prying eyes of the ton, took place under the cover of night, with guests shrouded in mystery. It appears that Our Lady Mercedes has taken it upon herself to flout tradition in a most dramatic fashion. One can hardly believe that a lady of her stature would descend to such depths. Though the identities of the wedding guests remain cloaked in secrecy, one astute constable has observed a pair of women who seem to have formed a rather intimate alliance during the festivities. Could these mysterious figures be confidants of our wayward bride? Or perhaps they are conspirators in this audacious union. The imagination runs wild. While we await further details, though I suspect the truth may remain obscured, let us ponder the implications of such a union. What will become of Lady Mercedes? Will her family disown her for this grave indiscretion? As the drama unfolds, one thing remains clear: this affair will not be easily forgotten. The Beacon will keep a keen eye upon this most tumultuous tale, ready to reveal every twist and turn. Until next time, dear readers, remember, in society, scandal is but a whisper away. Yours, in society, The Beacon.
We pick up in the Parker's drawing room as... Sorry, we don't get a this is what happened in the midst of like whomever as your parents, Izzy, Willa's parents, and a few. It is a rather crowded drawing room. It is a few, like, the families are there. Arthur is there. Miss Velasquez is there, and all are holding the Beacon's papers. And you hear, Izzy, your mother is the one going, well, it's incredibly unsightly. I mean, this young man must have coerced her or something, and it is really unbecoming that a lady should deny her family such opportunities.
Question, am I also in the drawing room too?
Oh yeah, you're there.
Oh, Willa is taking her tea and just sipping.
Izzy and Willa, are you guys sitting next to each other?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Good.
In
Good.
alliance
Because
with each other.
the grown-ups keep kind of giving you pointed looks, and Willa, your dad is there and goes, I mean, it can't be all bad if it's for love. Surely she had a conversation with her parents before making such a bold and important choice for her own life. I mean, perhaps this boy has secret wealth. Perhaps he's very lucky and very good at horse race gambling.
You believe him to be a dragon and have a dragon's hoard locked up in his cellar.
That she wanted to try and have someone love him for him? That would sound a very wonderful romance book. Actually, that does sound like one that I heard was popular a little while back.
I look at my parents and I say, you both married out of love. And they just stare at them like, why is this a bad thing?
Stanford looks at your mother, and Charlotte takes his hand and goes, we were incredibly lucky, Willa. We were incredibly lucky in many, many ways, and I do hope that you will understand what that luck means for you and will mean for the future of all of us.
Willa stays silent and takes a finger sandwich and tries not to munch too loudly.
Izzy, your mom does take a sip as well and goes, in darkness, it seems that we can find a silver lining. Neither of you were hurt when you were, what was it again that you were doing when you somehow got caught in Vice Constable Todd's raid?
For question, hang on. I rolled a 10 for escaping.
Oh yeah,
and it was Izzy and Daisy that technically got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they assume that I was there?
You have the opportunity to come up with a lie for the evening. Because, Izzy, you were there with Daisy Amalia Schwartz.
Yes.
You were there. There's no denying that.
Mm-mm.
You can come up with a way to spin that with a good convince someone roll to make it seem less salacious.
Ooh, side note.
Okay.
You can say like, oh, I was trying to convince Mercedes out of this.
Yep. So roll that and let it play out how you may.
Okay, let's fucking go, bitches.
Let's fucking go.
I don't know how to say that in a good British way.
Let us fucking go with bitches. Wenches.
Wenches.
Oh god.
Let us fucking go, doth wenches.
Emotional. What is emotional in this one? Okay. 11.
Ooh.
So yeah, your
Grade
mother
11.
looking at you, like, very pointedly, and she, like, kind of gives you, like, bigger eyes, like, say something very convincing in this public forum, essentially. Like, there's witnesses, say something smart.
Izzy has, up until this point, has not attempted to look higher than the ribbons on her mother's shoes. But at this point, she tries to like straighten up a little bit, and clear her throat. Well, in the events that transpired last night, I was invited to a special gathering where Mercedes invited me to celebrate whom she wanted to live the rest of her life with. And I knew it was a wedding, and I went. Because in the sanctity of what marriage is, what we are given as women to choose, we are only allowed to choose whom we marry. And I know what I have to do for my family. I'm well aware of that and will continue to do so. However, I had to congratulate my friend in taking the steps to marry whom she wished. And I will not be sorry for that.
Your mom looks a little disappointed, but she sips her tea and she goes, Isabella, I do ever so love you. And I do wish that the beautiful naivete that you have towards love and marriage continue. Or at least that joy that you spoke of. Unfortunately, your friend Mercedes, if you should ever see her again, has signed away her life. Yes, we may choose who we marry, but those choices need to be strategic, darling. And that goes for you as well, Willa. Strategy and self-preservation are what is so important for all of us, and you cannot sign yourself away to a tin can casket for something as fleeting as love. You may be lucky. And she motions to Charlotte and Stanford and then holds Daniel?
Thomas. Thomas.
Thomas is your dad.
Get it right.
Danielle is your mom's name. That's right. I'll hold Thomas's hand and goes, you may be lucky, certainly, but you cannot rely on luck. And I do hope that you ladies have the strength and wherewithal to understand. Speaking of Willa, why is this the first I've heard you're playing golf? She goes, I mean, you certainly were having a great time at the McCartney Manor.
Surely you know that I partake in the driving range of my backyard.
Yes, you do, but that is in the comforts of your own home, darling.
Well, I enjoyed new challenges, and I deemed that the green of the McCartney Manor seemed a good enough challenge for me.
Mrs. Parker just kind of sighs and goes, Dear, Arthur, could you bring us more sandwiches? I believe we will need some.
Yes, please. I have devoured my portion of the sandwiches on my stupid little tea saucer that's way too small. I had so many finger sandwiches and I ate them all. Stress eating.
And as she calls for Arthur, he is not there because he has just entered back into the room with a very nice gilded in like a gold ink letter. And he goes, Miss Isabella, this is addressed to you. First and foremost.
Thank you so much. Izzy like rockets to her feet and just as gracefully as she can to recover from that, walks over to Arthur and takes the letter. Who is it from?
It better not be from who I think it is.
Do not see. It just says to Isabella Parker and family.
Izzy kind of like looks a little crestfallen at that, but she will open it in front of family since it does say family, and she will read it quickly before reading it aloud.
Mm-hmm. Roll me an emotional check.
Come on.
8.
You see that this letter is from the official Schwartz Manor stationery.
Uh-oh.
It has their seal upon the top.
Uh-oh.
And it reads, Please join us tomorrow evening for the wondrous celebration of the engagement between George Parker and Amalia Schwartz. It lists the time for a ball and several other like details, and at the bottom of the note, it seems to be written in George's scrawl. Hope to see you there, cuz.
That's smarmy. Little Willa holds herself and tries not to cuss in front of public.
Izzy is not able. She reads it aloud and hands the letter back onto the tray of Arthur's and turns to her parents. I'm going to retire to my room with Willa.
Okay. I set my drink down.
Most wonderful conversations and words of warning. However, tonight is not one to take them into consideration. I bid you a good night.
And she just like
It's midday.
like, takes Willa and just like gets out the room.
Yep. Goodbye.
And he's like crying like halfway up the stairs.
What's wrong? Like, is it like maybe we can do something about it? Like maybe
She said yes.
no, there's no way she said yes. She must have been coerced. Because as far as I know, Lady Daisy is tough.
She is disguising herself as her twin brother. It was on the high seas. For 2 years.
We can do
This is in the
something
confines
about
of her
this.
locked room, by the way, not
Yes,
on the steps.
absolutely.
Thank you.
We can do
I will not
something
fuck
about
with you.
this. We need to smear George's name more. We have to drag him in.
I always put out the rumor that he was a gambler.
It didn't work. We just gotta find a better one. We can say say that. Oh, maybe he Willa thinks of her a second. Maybe he had an affair with like a housemaid or something, and the housemaid became pregnant, and then
But then we have to settle her with George.
no, but surely the Schwartzes wouldn't want that guy who has.
But the best way to do is sully his name and set him up with another person, and then he has to marry her out of like reproach, unless he doesn't give a fuck.
Unless
it has to be someone from society to warrant him do that. Otherwise, he could just be like, "It's a byblow." Have you not?
Well,
Gamblers talk a lot at the table, and that is one that they do. Like, if they have a bastard child, what do they care? How does anyone prove it? They give them money and send them away, and what's going to prevent George from doing that so he can have the Schwartz fortune?
listen. So
What?
no one would listen to a young lady in society, but people listen to the Beacon. If we get this information to the Beacon and this gets spread out throughout the ton, then it has to be addressed because she's well accredited, even though we have no idea who she is.
Really hoping you had a plan. That would have been great. Hold on. Okay. So if we just get the Beacon on our side to help smear George's name, potentially then maybe the whole wedding will get thrown off.
Exactly.
Can Izzy sit down with her deck of cards and try to divine any sort of hint as to who the Beacon is and or location of where they might be now to hopefully spread anything about this?
We should go to the tea shop. We should go to the tea shop and spill the tea.
Because that's where this would be. Absolutely.
Yep. You may do that. Roll that divination. This is also a great time to remind you guys that you can, you do have each of you has one rumor that you can either keep on stoking a current rumor or start a new one.
I have to keep on stoking George's deadbeat gambler with no money.
Beautiful.
I have to keep doing that because otherwise, like, I don't know how to stop.
We will resolve our rumor rolls. Our rumor rolls after your divination, which was
14, natural 12.
Oh, we love it.
Yes.
It's like, tell me how to save my love. That I'm trying to not admit that I'm in love with, so I can marry her brother.
Kiss the girl.
You pull 3 cards.
Okay.
First, you pull the star upright, which is about reconnecting one's soul with the divine, with magic, whether that is transcending family, transcending society, it is connecting with magic itself. Next, you pull Death reversed, which is a little bit scary to look at, but Death reversed essentially means that there is something that needs to be cut, a tie that needs to be bound for this situation, for the outcome that you're looking for. So either the Schwartzes need to cut a tie, there's either a tie that needs to be cut in town, something needs to be cut. And
like, no one is a friend anymore. Like, so and A and B don't talk to each other
cut
anymore.
off connections, basically.
Like, they are not friends. Okay.
And the last one is perfect. The last card is Judgment. So it's coming after that Death reversed. Judgment is essentially showing that there is a reconciliation. Like, there's cords that need to be cut, ties that need to be severed, and then a reconciliation that needs to come.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. So, looking out over all of her cards, she reads out her interpretation of this to Willa.
Okay.
Okay, so reconnection cuts, reconnections. I don't know what this means. This is the first time I don't really know what it means.
Well, I'm assuming it could be one or two things, like the two cutting connections, like you are cutting like connections with George forever as your cousin because fuck him, honestly. Or the Schwartz's family cutting off their association with George.
You see, that needs to happen somehow. So
Yes.
I don't see how that's telling us anything about who the beacon is.
Well, I don't think we'll find out who the beacon is, but maybe the beacon has ears around town. Maybe we can just talk in a very well-populated area and get that to the beacon somehow. I suggest a tea shop. It's the most, or the modiste, the most gossip-infused stores in the town, as far as I'm concerned.
I just don't see how Daisy accepted his proposal.
I'm telling you, coercion. Her parents.
There's a soft rap upon your door.
I demand, what is the password?
You hear Arthur go,
I do believe it was Crumpet the last time, but I'm not entirely sure if that's still it.
Is it still Crumpet? Did we change it?
Really changed it. No.
You may enter. I unlock the door and I open it.
Arthur simply pokes his head in and goes, Miss Isabella, I do understand that you are not feeling well, but you do have a gentleman caller downstairs.
Who is it?
Lord Benjamin Schwartz would like to see you.
If it is all right with whomever is my chaperone, to not have my parents be in... I will see him. Give me one moment, and I'll meet him in the small sitting room.
Arthur nods and goes, I would be delighted to stay with you, or Miss Willa, I do believe that your presence would be appropriate here. I trust your judgment for Miss Isabella here.
If Izzy wants me down there.
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to get some more sandwiches first.
He smiles and he nods and goes, there will be plenty of sandwiches. my
Oh,
dear."
excellent.
Oh, do
And-
we have that new spice from India?
The turmeric.
The turmeric.
Oh, it's a turmeric-infused chili. They've mixed something together with it.
Is it in the sandwiches?
It's a spread.
Spread.
A spread! And I like pick up my skirts and I like go.
Goodness me, a spread.
A spread!
Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
You guys, you head down there, and as you enter, you see that it is Benny Schwartz sitting down there. It's
Shit.
Benny. And he is holding a bouquet of lavender flowers. And he stands as you enter and goes, oh, both of you. All right.
Willa is acting as a chaperone of sorts. It's either her or potentially my mother.
He looks at Willa. He looks her up and down and up again and goes, 50-50, I suppose. I do apologize, Miss O'Bryant. I did not bring a bouquet for you as well. I did not anticipate you being here, but... And he plucks one of the lavender sprigs from it and goes, will this do?
I don't need flowers. Thank you, though.
But they are wonderfully loved. Thank you so much. And Izzy kind of takes the bouquet from him and calls for a spare vase to arrange them in for the space.
Yep, Kumiko, like, toddles over and, like, grabs them and goes, these are beautiful.
We have Lord Schwartz to thank for that.
Oh! She kind of, like, nudges you and winks, like, ooh, look at this guy.
Wonderful. Izzy goes over to the piano in the room and pats the seat next to her for Benny to join.
That would be lovely. I do believe the conversation I would like to have is one that needs a musical accompaniment. And he sits beside you.
Well, wonderful. I seem to have read your minds. Izzy would like to pull. Shall we play the first song we played together? And she waits for Benny to make a move.
If I
Roll
snicker.
or be vigilant.
I wonder how much Daisy told him.
I'm sitting on like the chaise with the sandwich and the little book that Caleb got me, his favorite book or whatever, and she's reading this and also like just looking to see if he's gonna be smooth.
Vibing.
I'm ready to be serenaded.
What was that? Be vigilant, my friend.
That was a 9.
Okay. You see that he looks incredibly nervous. Like he came in looking nervous and now he looks more nervous, but he kind of looks around and sees that it's essentially Willa and then Arthur who is not paying attention in the background, and he leans in close and goes, "I'm sure you know as well as I do that I don't know the song that you played last with me."
I was truly hoping you'd finally tell me. For 2 years. I'm so surprised you pulled it off. And Izzy begins like the start of the song her and Daisy had played.
Benny starts playing something different. It's like you're playing Claire de Lune and he's playing Heart and Soul. It's like similar enough, but just different. And underneath the music, Benny goes, "But you don't think I have, a stunningly charming face that defies gender? I'm offended."
No, absolutely you do. It's how you did succeed for 2 years. But my question is, what are you going to do with your sister marrying George? And Izzy like misses a note, like very terribly, but she kind of continues to play.
Benny hits like a downbeat really hard and goes, "Funny you should mention that. I don't believe that you would have noticed, but my sister has not been allowed to leave our residence since she was taken in by the constable last night."
Well, no, I've barely left the house myself.
Yes,
How
but
many
was
days
that
has
of
it
your own
been
free
since
will?
The constable?
Hmm?
How many days has it been since the constable apprehended us?
This was last night, right?
Yeah, it was last night.
Okay. Then I
He goes,
don't. Okay.
"That was of your own free will, though, wasn't it?"
Me leaving my house? Yes. Though it wasn't
And
with the eyes of a chaperone.
and you deciding to stay indoors today was of your own free will.
Not entirely, as she continues to play with a little bit more gusto than is normal for her. My mother decided that it would be prudent to have a heart-to-heart discussion with both her, my father, Arthur, and Willa and her parents all in the same room.
It's more of an interrogation if you asked me.
Izzy kind of like pauses and looks back at Willa. Honestly, it was.
I wouldn't know. I was never there. I don't know why they
Yeah, Benny looks and goes, "Oh yes, you weren't there at all."
No.
No, couldn't have possibly been.
I only meant with our parents talking about how terrible it was for Mercedes to be led astray.
Oh, the scandal.
And how disappointed they were with with my rebuttal. And Izzy continues her play.
I showed them a rebuttal.
This is the exact subject I would like to discuss with you, Miss Parker. My sister is being forced against her will to marry a cad. Now, I, as a cad myself, know them like I see them. This is a punishment for my sister, and we are going to stop it.
Here, here. We have ideas. We have ideas.
I've considered just throwing George's names through the muck.
That will
To
certainly
discredit
help.
him.
And he plucks one of the lavender sprigs and tucks it behind your ear. And like tucks the hair behind your ear as well and goes, I believe that we have the power to make you and my sister quite happy.
Izzy looks crestfallen. I have to marry a man and give
You
an
will.
heir.
He
I
smiles
have
and he
to have
goes,
a child with said man who must have the right equipment.
I mean, I suppose I could donate if you are so desiring of that, but
Oh my god.
Well, I was like,
listen, I love my sister quite a bit.
this is really scandalous even for me.
Isabella,
Exactly.
I do not wish to marry. I do not wish for any of this life. I do not wish to carry on the Schwartz name. I did not wish to go fight on the seas. I did not wish for any of that. And my sister very daringly and very lovingly took it upon herself to take my stead. It is only fair that I, in name, give her everything that she desires, which is a happy life with a happy wife. I'll propose to you after this next ball. We shall dance 3 times, and it'll be a marriage in facsimile. We stand, we, shake hands, we do all that. You marry my sister as she's disguised as me, I take her place, and you live happily ever after. We may need to kill George in the process, but
Can I assist in that?
that's a problem that I'll deal with.
But how will you go on living only as your sister? You'll still have men thrust upon you similar to George and coerced into getting married. How are you supposed to prevent anything on your wedding night? And then all of a sudden, you
Then
are
he
not...
goes, perhaps I would like men thrust upon me.
Oh my.
I see.
And he laughs and he goes, it is one that once the Lord Schwartz, and he points to himself, is married off. Really, that goes with the family name. All that my dear sister would need to do is just keep afloat, and heading into a life of spinsterdom would not be as scandalous. Especially after a failed engagement to the worst man in the town.
So you're proposing that we are married. However, I have your sister. You continue to live off as your sister, and we somehow continue my family name through other means.
Correct.
But first, we have to dissolve this engagement between you and your sister. Yes.
Well, I would like to see George drawn and quartered for seeing an opportunity. I mean, the news that Lady Amalia was seen at such a scandalous event did not tarry around the town. It certainly didn't matter that I was there, I'm just a rakish young lad.
So what was it that George blackmailed your family with?
It was not so much blackmail, but our parents' understanding that that was the least... It was the choice that my sister would hate the most. And so as a punishment to her for her recklessness, they're doing just that. In the name of preserving the family line. Quite gruesome, isn't it?
So no coercion, no blackmail, simply your parents wanting
Are
her to
Oh,
suffer?
she didn't say yes. She didn't agree. She's been locked in her bedroom since the constable dropped her off.
your parents are
Our
assholes.
Parents signed away her life.
Mm.
She's essentially a bird in a cage currently, and honestly, I would not be coming to you this openly if I was not truly concerned for my sister. I mean, she does have a lot more battle-ready qualities. She did serve in the Navy for 2 years.
Yes, I would hate to see what you could do with a sword.
I can fence. I just don't want to.
Can you
I'm
fence?
sure that fits, of course.
Because I
He turns around and
can
goes,
fence.
"It's better than Miss O'Bryant over here. I saw you with a
You
golf
are?
club, madam."
No, listen, she shuts the book. I will have you know that she goes into a whole tirade of how she first got into fencing because of Izzy, but she got way too good for Izzy, and then Izzy didn't want to fence anymore, so she has to find new targets. I mean, sparring partners,
Victims.
new victims. And she's met her match, but she's like, she keeps on sparring with Arthur, and she needs a new competitor because she knows his tricks. And listen, I wouldn't say no to a simple sparring fencing match.
No.
No.
Would your puppy dog, Lord McCartney, be okay with that? If I sullied his little girl?
He doesn't need to
Because
know.
he like smacks him with the lavender spring.
I understand. I understand that may have been a little bit far. But you do know that Lord McCartney did try courting my sister for a bit.
It was under the beacon,
I heard. And it's
but it didn't go anywhere.
exactly.
No, because well, my sister would not be trained. My sister was
on.
not.
Were you your sister at that point?
Then he kind of smiles and goes, "What an interesting tale that would have been." And goes on the piano.
God.
Is that it?
Willa's mind is being like blown up on like different sides, like frontal lobe, parietal
You're a
lobe.
rather good dancer, Miss O'Bryant. You should have fun if you do end up marrying him. I would just be careful. He can be a bit possessive. He doesn't like to share.
I didn't figure only child ever did share, because I don't share. Unless if it's with Izzy.
And in that case, you might as well have the entire closet open.
That's true. Can I actually, because I heard Arthur receive some new spices from India, and I was wondering if I could have some to maybe spice. I mean, get George with in future activities, perchance. Some would say a Regency version of sriracha she wants to have. Just spike George's whatever he's
Scoville points.
like Regency version of ghost pepper. She wants to spike George's food so he can cry.
No, so what we should do though is figure out how to make George unpalatable to the Lord and Lady Schwartz themselves. Because it's truly not just, we have to sully his name all throughout society in order to make it unmanageable for him to come anywhere close.
I mean, I
Just
have
what
heard
you
he's a
think.
gambler, and our parents would not be too keen on hearing their fortunes be pissed away by some Neanderthal.
Yes, but we tried
there.
that.
But see, now that was a rumor. But what if we could make it true?
It is true though.
Yes, but what if there is a boxing match going on tonight?
That's right.
There's a boxing match going on tonight. And if he can have some information that one of the people are injured, and then he puts all his money on them, what do you think would happen? He would be penniless.
Miss Parker,
That's brilliant.
I completely understand why my sister is so enamored with you.
So all we have to do is make all of that happen.
I believe
Lord
I know
Schwartz,
my
I feel like
assignment.
we should have a promenade this evening.
To the boxing
About the
match?
square. About the square, of course.
About the
Square.
About the
You
square.
are right, aren't you? A cad taking a lady to a boxing match shouldn't be outside of your repertoire.
My dear, I would be delighted.
Look, don't you think that Lord McCartney has mentioned something about boxing to you before?
I have mentioned it to him. Because I've been to a couple when I was like 6 or 7.
And I literally was so scared for you because I thought that meant you were in the ring.
No. I wish I was in there.
I was scared for the other people. That was the reason.
I do need to write to him saying the time of the boxing match because I totally forgot to send him the details the other day because things were happening yesterday. We were oh so busy.
Mm-hmm. You were oh so busy.
Yeah, a few things happened. But if you send a letter now, perhaps he'll be able to respond and escort you as well.
Okay.
We'll have our little party of 4 going to the boxing match.
I scurry over to like a writing desk in like the corner of the drawing room and I write a little letter for His Grace Caleb McCartney and basically asking him whatever time the boxing match is, would he be so kind as to join me over there? And then I like make another letter and then I write it to Josh saying, hey, this is the plan. Hey,
To try and get you married to Lord
You need to roll me 2 luck checks right there.
2 luck checks. Oh,
Luck checks.
Can I government assign them?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
1 per boy.
1 per boy.
1 per boy.
Okay, that's a 9 for the first one. And an 8 for the second one. So
Okay. You send both messages and you get the feeling that both of them were received. So all should be well.
okay. Also, I did a PS in the letter to Josh saying, we got to get George.
How did you write that?
I said, I do like a stupid little drawing, a stupid little artist rendition of George's face, and I say, the smarmy one of the Parkers we need to get him in attendance to the boxing match and have him lose all of his money. Because he's very bad with gambling. I would love to have your help with it. Signed, W.
Okay. All right. That letter goes through. It sure does. And was there anything else that you guys would like to prepare or do before heading to the boxing match?
Ooh, I did wanted to do something earlier because I was looking at my Fool's Luck thing, and basically I can just find like a random item that could help me in the future.
You can.
And I want to find something that that belongs to Josh, so I have a reason to talk to him.
Perfect.
Like he dropped it at the wedding or at the McCartney party or something.
You have one of his cufflinks.
Oh, okay.
It is very lovely and silver, and it has his family crest on it.
Okay, good. It's safely in my reticule. Yeah.
Ooh, oh god.
Izzy, was there anything that you wanted to prepare before going to promenade?
I would like to send a note to Daisy.
Okay.
And it's not so much a note as it is like a poem that she may have read about that of like a princess trapped and like a knight going to save them. But there are like aspects of it changed, as if like the knight is not like a traditional knight. And she draws a little sprig of lavender at the bottom, and sends that off before she goes. So
Aww.
for preparation. But she would also like if there's any who I know that I can who is fighting tonight in the boxing ring, in the sense of like if there's any sort of contact she can go through from her gambling friends to figure out the worst odds, the ones where like if it did happen, it would make a fuck ton of money. Like the ones that are like, these are underdogs, they aren't gonna win, like there's no way that they will, this is a throwaway, because they're typically like a couple matches, I think, you know. So
There's
I
a
wanted
few.
to get a good insight from them as to the best like underdog options to go on.
Roll like glimpse the truth.
7.
Your gambling connections are kind of like, yeah, it's a bit of a toss up who really shows and all of that, but we at least know Mark's going to be in the ring, and he's been holding up on his own pretty well. He's very limber, he's very svelte, he's real quick. And as long as the constable doesn't shut us down again, it should be all smooth sailing. But I heard crazy old man Gordon's going to try to get in there again, but it should really be all right. There's a newcomer that supposedly is just going to be trying his best out there in the ring. He really didn't give a name or anything, but who knows? We'll see. I got my sights set on betting on the new guy and Mark. Those two, they're going to be the ones that are going to really, really tear it up. Because I mean, if old man Gordon's going to be in there, then it's not going to be pretty. He's just going to get punched.
Izzy, kind of getting like a little bit of the lowdown from all of that, discusses it with, as secretly as she can, with Benny and Willa, instigating that if we can get George to bet on old man Gordon, because they think that the opponent is going to like biff it because they're drunk, they're injured, anything, then that is how he loses all of his money, by putting on old man Gordon.
Okay.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
No,
and to figure out who's facing old man Gordon and figure out a way to get George to put money on him.
I remember when old man Gordon was not so old. When I was a kid, he was actually pretty good. I'm surprised he's still fighting.
How many teeth has he lost?
I lost count at 11.
I supposed all of them.
He probably has like a
Do you
couple
suppose he has
back
wooden
ones
teeth?
Possibly.
Potentially.
I've heard that's a new thing going around.
Yeah, indeed.
A new craze.
Or it's lead. Lead teeth.
Ooh,
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
It's Fury.
How about some arsenic green and lead? Yay!
But armed with information, Izzy feels slightly confident. She would like to do. Can she do a divination as well before they go?
Absolutely.
Just looking for any insight onto the matches ahead. If I need chances to increase chances. A 9.
Yeah. You see a couple of like flashes of things as you are divining. Like you see a flash of Mark, who you know, and he does a pretty sick uppercut and looks very proud of himself. You see that there are not one but 2 masked folks. One seems to be a lot shorter, the other a lot taller and more imposing. You see that the shorter one is fighting off against old man Gordon and seems a little bit disappointed at that. And you see that the taller one seems to be skulking around the group, just kind of keeping an eye on things. And those are the only bits that you see there.
Interesting. Okay.
Who could it be? These masked people.
No, is it typical for people to wear masks at these events?
Not to my knowledge, unless if it's a themed night. That would be on All Hallows Eve.
Benny smiles and goes, "You wear a mask if you don't want to be caught. It is rather unbecoming for noblemen to dwell with the dredges, as they say."
Interesting. I suppose.
All right then. Shall we set off?
I believe we shall.
Shall let's.
And he holds out an arm, and Willa, behind you, you hear, "Oh, good, yes, there she is. Hello, my dear." And Caleb is coming up to you.
Oh! Excellent, you received my letter.
He gives a little bow and goes, "I wouldn't miss it."
I also just finished the book that you gave me, and I have thoughts.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I would like to hear all of them.
I'm trying, because I also read through the book, so I'm trying to remember what what the book was all about. But from what I remembered was that like it was just like man finding himself in like the thralls of nature and being like alone and self-sustaining. And Willa did kind of find it very boring because her main go-to is fantasy stories and stuff. But she does appreciate it. But yeah, that's for the most part. She says it's a very interesting read.
Did you enjoy it? That's all right, Willa. You don't have to. I am glad that you read it, though. It very much speaks to my soul.
I take it you don't care for society rules, and the Duke title just doesn't seem that important to you.
He shrugs and he goes, "It is quite nice having essentially whatever I want at my fingertips, but it would be so much nicer just to be a tree, don't you think?"
A tree. Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't have to move around. I could ensure that my branches reach out to the things that I love, and I could just be. It's a rather lovely notion, I think.
I'd like to see myself as a bird so that I can fly. I can go wherever I want.
Would you make your nest in my branches? At least for a while.
It'll be my summer chateau.
He smirks and he goes, "I do think it would be selfish for me to crave all of you then."
Okay.
And he shrugs as he leads you towards the crowd in the boxing ring and goes, "Maybe I've earned a little bit of selfishness, Miss O'Bryant."
We'll see how the night turns out.
He smiles, and you end up by this sort of boxing ring. It's tucked away down an alley that many of the noble don't really go down, but the fights bring out pretty much everybody. Like, you see a couple of the older noblemen, like, you know, this is their night away from their wives. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh my!
And this is the time. You know, the young folk, you know, come by because it's the cool, exciting thing to do. And you come in just as Mark is kind of squaring up, and you see him squaring up against Glenn, the forest ranger man. And you see that the two of them are having a healthy kind of sparring match as someone is calling out, and there seems to be a bit of a bracket going. And you see that George is standing close to the ring as he is kind of calling at things out, and he's got several like bills and coins in his hand, and he's shouting and betting and squandering.
Do I see Josh at all in the crowd?
Nope.
He must be fighting in the ring. Damn it. Willa also wants to make a bet because that's what she always does, but her debt isn't here. So she looks at Caleb. She's like,
would you like to bet?
It's not ladylike to bet, and also George is there, and I don't want to speak to him. So would you kindly? And
is George the one handling the money, or is he just the one someone betting?
He's like by the bookie. He is like next to them and continually betting. And you see also continually imbibing beverage. It seems as though any money in his possession is being thoroughly and well spent tonight.
I see. But yes, I say I don't want to be near George because we have history. And the only history that she has with George is that she gave him a mean look and that she like threw something at him when she was 10. She doesn't like him. And also Izzy's whole kerfuffle with George. But
Caleb's eyes narrow. And he looks towards George with a look of such disdain. And he looks back to you and goes, "Would you like him to leave?"
Oh no, we need him here.
Izzy kind of goes up to Caleb on the other side, like Benny with her. You see, Lord Schwartz. You see, Lord McCartney. That there is my cousin. Someone who has been nothing but terrible and dishonest and awful to both myself and Willa throughout the entirety that I've known them. Now, true it is that I was engaged to them at one point, but he is now engaged to Daisy Amalia. And
Caleb kind of blinks and goes, "That doesn't sound right. Daisy has much higher standards."
She does. So what we are trying to do is get him to spend all of his money terribly wrongly and be marked as a scoundrel, and that the Schwartzes will never want to associate with him.
Agreed.
Convince someone at advantage.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I know that one, he wants Willa to be happy, and two, fuck George. Convince someone at advantage. Oh no, or shoot.
Can I also roll? Because I'm like backing her up, or was that advantage just for that?
Because like I think it's like he should just want to help us anyways. That's just a 7.
He'll do it, but you have to do something to show him that you mean it. So he seems like mildly convinced, and he goes, "I mean, yes, George is rather a cad, but I mean, aren't we all a little bit?" And he looks to Benny and is kind of like, am I right? Like, we all kind of suck, you know, we're shitty men in the Regency Era.
Do we all kind of suck?
Oh. And he's kind of like not taking it as serious.
Willa has an idea. She's like, well, it's understandable if you don't see fit to assist us, because it's a rather scheming and conniving little plan. So I was actually going to find Josh to help us out if you weren't able to.
Caleb's hand tightens around you and goes, "Oh no, I certainly can help. It'll be rather easy. Beautiful. I mean, I do have influence. What is it we were trying to convince him of?
Getting him to squander all of his money on the wrong bet."
Oh, that won't be difficult. Okay, I'm in.
Excellent.
He looks to you almost for approval. He goes, I do believe I tried to be, at least.
I look to Izzy and I ask her, who should he bet on? To like convince him to.
In the ring, you see that Mark has won against Glenn.
Okay.
Does that make cousin happy or not?
You see that George kind of swears and like kicks at the ground and then hands the bookie more money.
Obviously, it's old man Gordon that he needs to bet on, because
what would work best and what we thought would really stick it to him is if someone with renown, such as yourself, Caleb, which of course Josh could never amount to, of course, would be to continually bet against George to keep egging him on. And whenever you bet, he will bet the opposites. And of course, Lord Schwartz, if you were to join in, that would just be a cherry on top for your sister.
Oh, that would be delicious.
He sits up and he goes, I did bring some play money with me today.
Like $5,000.
Yeah, he's fucking loaded. You picked the right man.
$1 million.
And he smiles and he goes, Willa, would you like to accompany me, or will this be a singular mission for myself? I do believe I need your moral support to stay as obstinate.
I suppose I will accompany you so you don't scare him off the premises, because we need him here.
Am I that intimidating?
Not to me.
He smiles and he goes, good. And he gets up kind of next to George and goes, I think I'm going to bet on the little one. And you see that a smaller man, kind of disguised in like a mask and dressed very plainly, is getting up to go against Old Man Gordon.
Can I clock this silhouette at all, or is he too disguised for me to even?
He's like facing, like, his back is to you currently, so you
Never
can't
mind.
really tell unless you've spent a lot of time looking at certain people's backsides. I don't know about Willa.
Has Willa been obsessed over people's bottoms?
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to see when everyone wears coats.
It's indeed. It's the prize at the bottom of the cereal box. So, what I am going to need you to do for me,
Yes.
is I need each of you to roll a d6. This is unprecedented for Glitter Hearts. I'm rolling against you.
Oh, 2.
5.
Oh, you guys are very lucky. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh my god.
So you see that George, as soon as Caleb goes, I'm betting on the little one. You see George goes, Old Man Gordon may be old, but he's got teeth like nobody's business. Put all this on Gordon. Put it all on him. Put it all.
Him and his wooden teeth.
And you see that this smaller man is pretty good at diving around Old Man Gordon and bests him pretty quickly. And you hear Gordon go, this is a conspiracy. This man must be a witch. He is a witch. I'm telling you, some sort of magic. And the town kind of laughs as this is just Old Man Gordon.
He wasn't like this when I was a kid.
And you see that Caleb goes, well, it may seem I may need to bet on this little one a little bit more. You see that this
Interesting.
man, in his mask, his eyes are open, and he catches your eyes, Willa, and immediately looks away.
Oh my god, it is Josh! It is Josh! Willa doesn't know that though! The question is, like, does George still have money? Can we tell that he has more money to give? We just gotta keep on egging him on.
Yep, he has probably 2 matches worth of money left. And
Okay.
you see him kind of lean back, and he goes, okay if I lose it all right now, you hear? I've got a hot piece of ass who's gonna fund the rest of my life now.
Willa looks like she's ready to stab him with her hat pin. Oh my god!
Benny's grip on you, Izzy, is incredibly tight.
Mm.
And Benny's like, Miss Parker, I need you to be the rational one here,
I need to kill
because
her.
I'm not going to be.
The best thing to do is if George gets into a brawl tonight, it's with any man who's not in society. And then you can publicly shame him, shun him, and you can declare that he is not right for your sister. So hold on to that thought. Because it's the only thing keeping me from barreling his face through the ground.
I would love to see that, my dear.
I would love to do it.
Both of you roll that 1d6 for me again.
Oh,
I'm
God.
picking a new die.
6!
1!
Ooh.
No!
It turns into a bit of a stalemate as you see Glenn and the taller newcomer who sheds his kind of cloak, and you see is Lord Absalom Trench.
Oh,
And you see that everybody kind of stops, and he kind of cracks his neck and goes, I did miss a bit of the action on the high seas.
Oh,
I'll go easy.
Oh my god.
You see that the two of them hold their own against each other, and it is call that a stalemate, where you see Glenn kind of shakes Lord Trench's hand, and Lord Trench kind of like holds, like, is like, no, of course, and he catches your eye across the way, Izzy, and twiddles his fingers.
Izzy does the most politest nod, like, in return, like the shortest little like naughty curtsy type that she could possibly do, and turns towards Benny. What the f*** are you doing here?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't go back with him 2 years, but from what my sister has told me, he's a bit of a man of mystery. A bit too Lovecraftian for anybody to really put together.
Then, okay, well, this can still happen. It can still work.
Okay, and the next bet then?
The next bet is our masked man with a rather prissy looking gentleman who is like, I am only here to showcase how well I am at fighting, and that I will be in the army very soon. I will be fighting for this great country, or my name is not Preston. I swear to you, I shall be doing good for all involved, and I shall come back a war hero and a very, very eligible candidate for marriage.
Oh, thank God it's not Josh. Oh my God. Willa. He's also an idiot. Okay.
And you see Caleb looks to you, Willa, and goes, who do I bet on?
Well, Preston is mouthy, but he's strong. Who is he going up against again?
The masked man. The short masked man.
I feel like
that may or may not be Josh.
Probably is, but like,
To be honest, we don't know who is Josh or not.
Yeah. Are they both similar in build?
It's fairly similar. Preston's got a little bit of height on him. But it's almost as if they both have swimmer shoulders.
Oh, interesting.
Intriguing.
Why don't we just keep betting on our golden boy and like the shorter one?
Is there any way? I know that we are rolling, but is there any way that Izzy can do an I wish to give a disadvantage to Preston?
Just tie his shoelaces together.
Fine. Of course you can. What are you doing to make Preston have a bad day?
So, in the confines of what, like, the I wish is, could I pull his pants down?
It's less than a 5-pound object. And you can wad it up in your hands.
You could break his belt buckle.
Ooh.
Which will make his pants fall down.
Yes. I will. Whatever.
There was no elastane in those days.
No.
Whatever is holding his pants up, I want to be so worn that it just snaps as soon as you start going at it. And then he's just fumbling to not expose his manhood to everyone in the place.
How scandalous.
Cough, cough. There are women present.
Izzy rolled 2 dice.
Come on.
As Willa, you roll your die.
Yes, 2 dice. Oh, 8. God.
6.
Oh yeah. It is pretty easily done. Like, you give it enough time that George has time to bet on Preston before Preston loses his pants and goes, oh goodness me. As you see this other man like absolutely like elbows him down and knocks him out for that.
Oh my God.
And you hear George go, it's fine. I just, you don't have to ruin everything, Duke McCartney.
Maybe you should ease up on the drink, George.
You shut your mouth, woman. I'm gonna be bigger than this man here. And you see Caleb kind of goes, really? Why is that? He goes, you see, you got a little poor girl next to you. She barely fits into society. I'm going after the Schwartz. I'm getting all of that, and it's all gonna be for me. You hear that, everybody? It's gonna be mine!
Willa is too pissed off. She cuts in front of Caleb and grabs George like by the front of his shirt. I'm like, you say that again to my face.
Roll me a thwart peril.
That is 9.
He spits at you. He goes, you watch who you're talking to, lady.
I slap him.
The brawl that was getting set up stops as George looks at you and goes, that wasn't very nice, as he starts to rear back at you.
Oh boy! I crack my knuckles and
Roll me another thwart peril real quick.
Okay.
Josh, get involved on Willa's behalf.
Someone has to get involved because my reputation is going down the drain because fuck him.
Could Willa do it? Not Willa, fuck. Could Izzy do an I wish to try and get the bookie like to stumble into the fight as to get involved and break it up? But it's really just him tripping over his shoelaces.
You can try.
I rolled rolled a 9 again.
8.
The bookie does stumble, and as the bookie kind of stumbles, it makes George kind of stumble a little bit because George is balanced super great as he sort of reared a fist back and is bringing it forward. Willa, you see that a hand clutches the fist, and Caleb is standing between the two of you, and you see that Caleb's hand is very tight around George's fist.
Ooh.
Smiling and going, hitting a lady. How uncouth. And Willa, you were not in any danger at all, because even if that fist had come at you, you were no longer in the space that you were previously occupying, because this masked fighter has an arm around your waist and is holding you from behind and is like, I gotcha.
Do I know the voice? Do I recognize the voice?
Roll me a lock check.
8.
Yeah, you're like, it kind of sounds like Josh, but you've never known Josh to be this thoughtful of you.
Oh my.
But he is holding you still.
Is he like holding me back from George so I don't
almost as if he
mutilate
knows
him?
that you would go forward and perhaps ruin your reputation by getting involved.
Willa wants to clock him so badly.
It's not worth it.
Oh, it is so worth it. I could just break his nose and it will be over. I turn to look at him.
He looks at you from behind this mask, and for a moment you see the kid who's lived next door to you for years. And he just shakes his head and he goes, if you want to be arm in arm with that Duke, you've got to stay right here for a second.
He's gonna get what's coming to him, one way or another.
Oh my god. Josh nods, and you feel the arm around your waist tighten just briefly.
Willow whispers to him, did you get my letter?
He lets go and stalks across the plot without saying anything.
All right. Well,
as you see, like, the bookie has kind of been like, all right, break it up. You out of here. Get over there. You, okay. And then looks over, and you hear this bookie just kind of goes, fucking nobles.
Willa wipes the spit off of her face. She's like, ew.
You guys kind of see George has like dusted himself off, and he goes, it won't matter, McCartney, when I buy your entire family's property. And he looks over at you, Izzy, and goes, salutations, cousin. Coming to my engagement party tomorrow?
I wouldn't mess it. But you just... Why bet with such pitiful little things? As Izzy, like, visibly recoils from whatever the fuck Em just did.
Disgusting. I hate this boy. I hate this boy.
Sorry. That was so good. It was so bad.
Shitty person.
He is. I hate him so much.
But Izzy kind of like almost like tries to make it look like she's looking at like the small purse, the small things George is betting with. Like, is that really all that you have to show for yourself? You're not, as if to instigate, like, why not bet something bigger than what you got?
Roll to convince someone.
It's a 10. That's definitely not a negative.
Okay.
He kind of chuckles and he goes, "Think this is all I've got, cousin? No, of course not. You would only be so lucky as to know how much I've got. And you know what? I'm getting more. So it doesn't even matter. You can hang on to that little prick over there as much as you want. It'll be me inheriting all of the Schwartz fortune because it's not like you two are going to tie the knot before me and little Daisy, huh? We're going to have a bunch of little kids toddling all around and secure myself in the tapestry of history. You can only be so lucky."
I want to kill him. I want to kill him. I want to kill him.
Sounds like you're talking like you're a coward. How about I make a bet against you, cousin?
With what money?
Izzy, because she herself is a smart gambler, pulls out money that is, I would say, like, not everything that she has, but enough for a good sizable down payment on a cottage in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
But we make a bet, cousin. All that I have for all that you have. And I'll make a heartfelt, sweet announcement about how great and wonderful you are at your engagement tomorrow.
Well, I mean, you'll be doing that anyway, if you're smart. And he hands the bookie the last of what is in his pockets, which you see is quite a full bag of bills.
Lord. I hope this works. Izzy hands over to the bookie to take the opposite bet of what George makes, as long as it's a smart bet. She's not that stupid.
Yeah, you see that George has bet on Absalom Trench.
Oh, fuck no. Yeah, no.
Against
Josh.
Josh.
Oh my god. Izzy's putting it on Josh.
All of it's on Josh. I also tell Caleb it's all on that guy because I'm not ousting the short one.
Yep. He's been lucky so far.
Yep.
Caleb smiles and goes, "Well, we need him to win, don't we?"
Yeah. George is going down one way or another. If I can't break his nose, but someone else can.
Miss O'Bryant.
Yes.
I think we both know that you have a bit of a sway over that little one. Can you encourage him?
I will try my best.
Because Izzy doesn't think pulling his pants down is gonna work just as well.
Is he like in the ring already, or is he prepping to go into the ring?
Give you prepping to go into the ring.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
I'll like walk up to him and I'll go into my reticule and grab the little cufflink that he lost. And she says, "It's not my lucky golf ball, but..." And I like take his hand and I put the cufflink in his hand and I close his hand. I'm like, "Good luck."
You are impossible. And he takes the cufflink and like holds his fist to his heart, and you see him like put it essentially like close to his chest.
Aw.
Both of you roll that 1d6 for me.
Okay. Come on, Josh.
Please.
4.
3.
You guys are incredibly lucky. God. This is a 4 and a 1 over here.
Oh my god.
So it is a tight match. It is a tight match, but you see it's almost as though Absalom is not trying his hardest. He seems to be kind of like a cat and mouse kind of playing with Josh a little bit and misses when Josh kind of sweeps a leg under and knocks him to the ground. And you see Josh puts a foot on his chest and stands over him for 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes wild.
I'm grabbing Izzy and I'm jumping up and down. Yes!
You see George is arguing with the bookie now.
Good.
Benny kind of leans in and goes, now would be a good time to cash out and go? Because I believe your cousin is going to cause a bit of a ruckus.
I want to see the ruckus, though. I want to see.
Oh, maybe I'm becoming late.
Izzy would love to get whatever winnings that she is able to. But she would also like to do one more I wish, like, before they leave. Of if George is still anywhere near the bookie, she would like to like wish or hope of a 5-pound object or less hits the bookie in the back of the head as Josh is like arguing as the bookie turns around to instigate that Josh did indeed start this fight.
You mean George?
I want to not George. Josh. George. Not Josh. Not Josh. That George started this fight.
Perfect. All right, give me that I wish.
They're like a glass of whiskey at the back of his head because George is JK.
7.
Yeah, you are able to essentially get what you bet back. You're not able to take what George had put in because George already has a hand on it, and your I wish hits the bookie in the back of the head, and you see the bookie yank and goes, listen, man, this is not yours anymore, and I will not have you doing this anymore. And you see them start to argue and get into a bit of a scuffle that Caleb starts kind of ushering you away from Willa.
Oh, I want to see.
I know, but you did. I think we did a good job there. Thank you for letting me in.
Of course.
And Benny goes, this is going to be delicious. This is going to be delicious. This is delightful.
Benny, do you think you could talk smack about George and how awful he is and all the events that transpired here tonight? Being the fact that perchance Willa and myself were here at all?
My darling.
I know that you could put on such a wonderful performance.
Oh, it would be my honor. And I mean, going to be perfect.
Absolutely.
We're going to ruin him.
That is some of the best news I've heard.
I do my best. As you, the four of you are leaving, we see Josh has helped Absalom up, and we see Josh has turned to where Willa was standing and is a little disheartened when he sees that her back is turned and she is walking away with Caleb.
I want to look back over my shoulder and look at Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look back over your shoulder and you see him, and he does one of these like ups. And behind you see that Absalom is smiling. He's kind of like wiped the grime from him and is watching your leave.
Don't.
And right there, we will cut it. Because our next time, we have an engagement ball to go to.
Oh, or maybe no engagement ball.
Or perhaps a party that will be quickly rebranded
to a different engagement ball.
A different kind of party.
A dissolvement of engagement party.